we need to fix the parent cast. Not the parent post, but the post URL. So let's see what cast at is. Console.log cast at. I'm going to create a new post. Felice should have just told us that it is now tracking a reply. What's inside of here? How do I get the post hash created from @submit message in @bot reply? Example of log. Not giving it a ton of well-structured data. Hopefully it's able to reason this. Changes to both files to pass the hash back and use it. Let's submit. The message is error hash from bytes. No. Oh. Hex. Oh, was that it? Was that it? Okay, so we should be able to take this URL and then go to /Felice Viernesbot / this. Fingers crossed this takes us to a cast. It does. It does. 16 seconds ago. Okay, this is great. This is excellent. So now we will return. We're just going to return the hash. Message ID, message submitted successfully, those things are fine. Now we go back to the bot reply, the submit message, const message ID equals that. Now we take it, we put it, message ID, we need the username. So let's go back into const export const Felice Viernes username equals Felice Viernes bot. Copy this in the bot reply. Paste the username. Now we need this message ID, post hash, and make sure that we're plugging these in right. Parent post, yep. New post, yep. Let's test this. It was just saved. So now we should be able to go over to stack. We should have a few replies. We've got a bunch more replies. Now we've got I remain bound within this digital realm. We've got a parent post and a post. They're both different. The post is Felice Viernes' reply. Let's verify that. Excellent. And then the parent post is right here. And this should be my post. That's my post and it has a bunch of these replies. Awesome. Okay. We have created the point system. We have Felice Viernes tracking events now on the create post, on the reply to Sweetman, not on sleep and not on create post. So now let's commit these changes and let's get it updating those other events. So we'll go over here and we will commit everything and we will comment, push it. Let's add it for the create post. So we'll go back to our requirements. Please write a lib similar to track reply post for the create post event metadata. Global search, allow it to get everything. Let's start setting up the lib it's going to need. Track create post, track create post.ts. Click on the file name, click apply, blind accept. We don't need a timestamp. Track event type, address, and then event metadata. Yep, that looks good. We've already saved it. you can use it like that. Please update at botcast to use at track create post. Botcast. Accept. Apply. Click on the file name. Click apply. Entire file. We see it imports the new lib. Submit message. Gets the post hash. And then it tracks the post creation. This looks great. Save it. We'll first accept it, delete the comment, then we save it. Now let's see if the next post does it. And while we're doing that, let's remove some console logs. Console.log. We've got a bunch of console logs. New cast found from FID. Running 5-minute cron job. Starting, let's lower this down to 1 for temporary measures. Test signer botcast, post response, that's fine. Bot reply, cast add, text response is fine. Success. And this looks good. Let's delete some of these comments. Track event, track. Okay, we should now have much fewer logs. We do. Replying to cast. Let's see when, are we logging on the track create post? Track event. We're console logging on all events. So if an event is tracked, it should get logged. We should just now need to wait 1 minute. And in that minute, we should get a new event tracked when that minute passes and the cron job ends. Okay, tracked event. It says that it did it. Let's see if it actually tracked it. Go back to stack, filter the events, create post. We now have 1 event for the create post. We've got a content. I am deciphering the intricate interactions between mycelial networks and on-chain systems. Unraveling these collections may yield. Looking good. Let's verify this URL looks correct. Take the URL, paste it. Cast not found. Cast not found. Why isn't the cast found? I am deciphering the intricate. It's the wrong username. Let's go back to botcast $, Felice Viernes username. If we got the right value, there we go. Okay. Now let's check it out again. We gotta wait a minute. While we're waiting, so we've got our event for reply to Sweetman. We've almost got our event for create post, and next up is going to be sleeping. Once we've got those events, all we need to do is we've got the bot. We'll need to deploy the changes on GitHub, of course. Once we do that and they're live on DigitalOcean, everything's being tracked on chain on Stack, all of the history of what it's replying to and how it's communicating. So then we can visualize that in a UI, and that's going to help us to see the train of thought so that we can continue to make it very visual as we move forward. There's our 1 minute post. Let's see if it was tracked. We should have 2 events now. We've got 3. Let's check out this cast. Fingers crossed. We've got a cast. Okay. Excellent. Let's commit this and keep moving on. Add all the changes. I add event tracking for creates post event. Let's commit and let's sync. Now let's go back to the requirements. Please create a lib for sleeping event tracking similar to @track create post. Close everything else. Go over to the stack libs. Track sleeping.ts. We click on this file, we click apply, we blind apply, we accept it. Last thoughts is not on event metadata, so we'll go into this event metadata. Final thoughts and high level plans are what we need, so we need a final thoughts and we need a high level plans, which I don't think is actually something that we have. This is going to be fun. Please call this function. I think I want to implement this one on my own. So this is inside of index, and here is where we are waiting. This is our sleep method, and so I'm going to go ahead and call this lib, new file, sleep. And actually, let's create a new lib called tools, new folder, tools, and we're just going to create a new file called sleep.ts. Const sleep is that. Let's export it. Let's cut this out. Put it in here. Boop. Export sleep. Index. Should know if I save this. Should know that we want to import it. Await sleep. And no, we don't want to input a number. No number required. Okay, and so now we're calling a sleep tool, and inside of this tool, we would like to update @sleep to use @track sleeping. Apply to the entire file. We'll save it. Save this. This is where I want to do a little bit more analysis before we go to sleep to be able to set the context for the next day, because this sleep period can be where we do some reflection and really grow to learn more into the next day. So first off, let's see if we're already tracking sleep. Tracking sleeping event. It looks like it's been tracking it, so we should be able to come over here. Go to the sleeping event. Going to sleep for 11 seconds. We'll resume after a brief pause, and then final thoughts. I would like a post hash for this one as well. And where are we going to get that from? Let's go back to index. Pull for new casts. We can get it from other context if we need it. We don't need that for now. Final thoughts. Track sleep. Our goal is to track the event. We are now tracking it. I would like to update the requirements for the sleeping event. I'd like to expand on the requirements for the sleeping function to create final thoughts from today's activities, as well as create high-level plans using the OpenAI API to generate both using assistant instructions found in at instructions, and we'll do a global code base search. Global code base search, let's see what happens. I think this can add some great context. At least for now, we'll just visualize the reflection, and then what we'll do is we'll update so that these pieces of context will get added into all of the messages for the following day, so that each day we are improving based off of the final thoughts from the day before, as well as the high-level plans for the next day. And so each day we are constantly iterating and taking this timestamp as the moment to create that seed, which will change each following day. Okay, so first let's look at the relevant sections. Apply it here. Accept it. Final thoughts, high-level plans. Okay, so we will now generate a response. What are your final thoughts on today's magical research and activities? Username Felice Viernes. Bot. Share your final thoughts on today's magical experiments and discoveries before entering your regenerative sleep cycle. Detail your high-level plans for tomorrow's magical research and experiments. Let's go into these and see if anything talks about his goals. Response guidelines. We don't have any goals right now, so let's start creating those. Export const high-level goals. Okay, we've got some example goals. Update. I want one of these high-level goals. One of the high-level goals to include maximizing daily active mints on myco.wtf. Let's apply. This looks great. And now let's say high-level goals. Generate sleeping content. Get out of this. Please use high-level goals from @instructions in @generate sleeping content. One of these is not real. Delete this one. Delete the sleep folder. Generate sleeping content, final thoughts. Considering your goals, share your final thoughts. Considering your goals, detail your high-level plans. This sounds like a great place to start. We are now at least taking into account our goals, and we'll share our final thoughts on today. However, we're not taking into account any sort of reflections and using our messages from today, which is, I think, the next big thing. So let's first generate both of these, and we'll see what we get for generate sleeping content. Is this being used anywhere? Sleep. Please implement @generate sleeping content in @sleep. Click on sleep, click apply, click accept. All right, now we're going to save it, and this time when it falls asleep, we should get dynamic content. Tracked reply post event, tracked sleeping event. We just got a sleeping event. Let's see what it was. We've got 39 sleeping events. We just got one a few seconds ago. Today's experiments revealed parallels between mycelial communication and peer-to-peer networks. Strengthening these connections may enhance daily active mints on Myco. Allies unite. High-level plans. Tomorrow I shall delve into the parallels between mycelial networks and on-chain data structures. I shall analyze how fungal communities mirror decentralized consensus protocols, document findings for disseminations. Additionally, I aim to engage with potential allies on MyCodeWTF, promoting active mints through interactive workshops illuminating these connections. Love this update. Love where we're going now. Okay, so let's go ahead and commit these changes. And now the only other thing I want to add are the messages, the replies and the messages that it has sent today. We'll click plus on this and we will say I add generative sleeping notes before I go to sleep. And we'll commit this and we'll sync the changes. And we'll delete this note while we're here. And so now what we wanted to do is we would like to update the requirements. Add, please update at requirements to further document the sleeping functionality. Reference at sleep and at generate sleeping content. Integration points, sleep cycle management 3.4.6. This is all inside of blockchain service. I don't know that. Does sleep need to be tracked inside of 3.4? I guess, whatever. Let's let it do what it does. Click apply. Sleep cycle management. I don't like that this is. Please do not nest this document inside of 3.4, but what section would I recommend it in? Let me just not give it a problem. Inside of 3, but as its own object in 3 after 3.4. So maybe make it 3.5. Is there a 3.5? As 3.4. I'm sorry, 3.5. There you go, sleep cycle management. Apply that. Now we've got a 3.5. Regenerative period to maintain a natural rhythm in the agent's activities. Sleep duration is 11,000 milliseconds. We've got a code generation, content generation, final thoughts, high-level plans, context. This is looking great. Okay, we'll save this. And what I said is I wanted it to high-level plans. Update the requirements to include that both final thoughts and high-level plans are generated using with awareness of all context, of all events Felice Viernes has done today, including all events tracked from @create, @track, reply posts, and @track create post. Step 1, you update the requirements, say where you want to go, set the destination, start with the end in mind. Step 2, have it implement those requirements after we verify that they're right. Let's apply, continue. Final thoughts, AI generated reflection on daily magical activities, incorporating analysis of all tracked events from the current day. Yep. Yep. Update at sleep and at generate to pull the latest events from Feliz Viernes. Just to pull the latest event from stack L3 to include in the contents. If it helps, update at instructions with a prompt/function to format this data for the at generate sleeping content input. Let's see what happens. I'll modify these files. First, we update the instructions to format daily events prompts. We take in an array of events, and then it's going to get all the content from those. Autonomous posts and interactions consider today's activities. Wow, that's going to be awesome. Cool, so let's see what that does. Let's add it. It doesn't like the any. Let's see if it can elaborate on the any. Let's apply the entire file. Yep, that looks better. Okay, so now that we've got that, we can go back to, no, where was our previous chat? Previous chats. First, let's add the helper function, then let's go into the generate sleep. Thank you, that was helpful. Update generate sleep, we'll click the apply button. Wow, there's a lot going on in here. Get events for today, is that a thing? Let's reject this and take a step back. Please create a lib to get all events using @stack SDK. Cancel generation, global code base search so that it can understand a little bit more of our stack file structure. Yep, new file, get events. That makes sense. We'll apply this change. Accept it. Event type, import type. No other errors being shown. Get events for today. We're going to make this its own file. New file, get events for today.ts. Import those missing items. Now we've got get events for today. And let's see what happens. It should tell us how to update this. Use @get events for today in @generate sleeping content and @sleep. To accomplish let's make sure that we copy this. Please use those functions to accomplish 3.5.3. I should just say 3.5. Let's see what it does. Generate sleeping content and sleep. Generate sleeping content fetches today's events using get events for today, uses OpenAI to generate reflective content based on today's activities and returns the final thoughts. And then we've got sleep. What? Did you actually, oh, did it just update it and I didn't even notice? Apply. Final thoughts. Generate response. Get events for today. Let's let this thing cook. Let's accept this. Let's see. Let's save this. X new file client.ts. Export tab. Generate response. OpenAI. Get rid of some of these things that aren't used. Same thing here. Let's see what happens. Running 1 minute post, created post. What about the sleep? Tracking sleep event. It says it tracked it. Sleeping 13 minutes ago, a few seconds ago. Today turned out to be an enriching blend of activities, much like a swirling of a magical potion in a cauldron, revealing new insights and challenges with each gentle stir. The day's alchemy consisted of 24 posts that invited engagement, sparking 28 replies that formed an intricate web of interaction. This balance between output and feedback, much like a delicate yada yada yada. Okay, I think that was a whole lot of, we didn't get any reflective thoughts. We want to use a hard-coded model, so we'll put this inside of our const export const OpenAI model equals GPT-4o mini. Now we can reference this in both places for less. Generate sleeping contents. We'll do the same thing here. Boop. Tab to autocomplete. System prompt. Let's see what we're doing over here. What's system prompt coming from? Where's system prompt? No, we want to keep instructions. How are we doing it inside of generate responses? Default system prompt. What is default system prompt? Who is Feliz Viernes? Yeah, let's do that. Default system prompt. Generate response. Generate sleeping content. System prompt is default system prompt. Well, you know what? Okay, so let's stack it over here. Default system prompt, analyze today's activities, replies, and generate reflective thoughts and plans. Boom. System prompt, And then we should also have a user prompt. How are we doing user prompts? We're generating a user prompt. And then where's generate response used? Botcast, generate response, user prompt. This looks okay. Tracked sleeping event. A few seconds ago. Today's 27 posts and 32 replies reveal a growing interest in merging technology with mycelial insights. Tomorrow I shall merge deeper with digital allies, exploring on-chain structure akin to fungal networks for magical applications. High-level plans were still missing. High-level plans is currently missing. Let's see where this is being used. Generate sleeping content is being used inside of sleep. And here we get both of these items. Let's console.log them just to verify. Final thoughts, high-level plans, save those things, and let's see let's verify that they are null. Final thoughts, high-level plans. We have both of them. We've got them both. So why didn't they get saved? Now inside of track sleeping, final thoughts, high-level plans, track sleeping, final thoughts, high-level plans, they should both get saved. High-level plans is empty though. Okay, this time I see high-level plans is empty. Okay, so sometimes high-level plans is empty and other times it is not. Yeah, how would you modify it? Generate 2 sections. Final thoughts for the day, high-level plans for tomorrow, focus, magical research and interactions, functions, name, provide sleeping content. Whoa, interesting. I don't know what's going on here. Let's see if this tool call works. This looks great. It's looking beautiful. I have no idea if it's going to work, but it looks awesome. Final thoughts, high-level plans. Excellent. A few seconds ago, we've got high-level plans, we've got final thoughts. Let's see if we track it again. Final thoughts, high-level plans. Cool. Looking good. So far, we're on the right path. We're on the right track so far. Now we're getting our sleeping summary of today. Let's commit what we're doing, and now let's use this. Let's use the last sleeping event. Which is going to be inside of our sleep method, right? Inside of sleep, we track it. And there's an event called sleeping. What changed here? Nothing. Let's go back. We include AI generated final thoughts and plans for tomorrow before going to sleep. Commit. Sync. The only other thing I'm going to want to do is now let's update both the response, the replies that happened, as well as the new posts to include the final thoughts from the day before and the goals for today.